All right. Good evening, everybody. It is Thursday night, or I like to call it Friday Eve here at Beyond the Airwaves Leveling Up. And since it's Thursday, it's time for our Toss Up Thursday. And tonight we're doing attention to one salt. That's right, folks.
Also known as
Salt.
sodium, as also known as Na plus Cl negative.
Yep.
Or sodium chloride for those who don't speak chemistry,
Exactly.
or rather, who don't speak chemical element.
Yeah. Well, that's a knackle. Sorry, couldn't resist that one. All right. So anyway, yes, we are going to talk about salt because if you probably didn't was not aware, despite everything else going on, the FDA is recommending some serious changes to salt, particularly in the pre-packaged foods. Because some of that stuff, oh my God, you can't. It's hard to believe how much sodium is actually in some of these things. We'll talk about that in a minute. But anyway, let's get to the intros. I'm your host for tonight. I am Oddbog Stream. And tonight I'm currently joined by 6 of my crazy cohorts. First to my left, we have our master and creator, Frodo. Hello, Frodo.
I just got one thing to say to everyone.
What is it?
Click, click, boom.
Pow. Pow. All right. To my right, we have our Persona 5 Joker, Mike. Hello, Mike.
Good evening, everyone. Happy Thursday.
All right.
Who's also losing his mind.
All right. Below left is, let's see, I'm going to look at something. Below left is our super tweety sus, Janet. Hello, Janet.
Hi, everybody. How's it go?
Good. All right.
Our Dixon helicopters.
Right. Immediately below me is our resident Jack Napier Joker, John. Hello, John.
Hey, Shirley.
All right. Below right, we have our DZJC. Hello, JC.
Hi.
And
JC, are you enjoying yourself?
Yeah, that's
hey,
what she
have
said.
fun with
Yes.
have fun with the camera. Remember that?
Yeah.
Does that make everyone else dizzy?
I'm kidding. All right, and finally, way at the bottom of our team, but never unimportant. She's always going to be important. Is our resident Lala Lashana. Hello, Lala.
Hello, happy Friday, ladies. Happy Thursday, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry, still loopy from meds. Excuse me.
That's okay. Meds, they'll make you loopy.
Hey, Frodo. This is what you are. Look in chat. This is what you are sometimes.
You're a pain in the ass.
A chicken. All right. So anyway, as I was saying,
I don't think she intended to write a chicken.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, of course, our topic tonight is salt because about I think 3 weeks ago, the Food and Drug Administration, or was it the Food and Drug Administration? I forgot. Hold up.
FDA's Food and Drug Administration.
Okay, thank you. I don't know where my brain is tonight. It ain't here. All right.
Hey, Shirley.
Yes.
Is it up your ass crossways?
I don't know. All right, but anyway, the FDA.
It's up her button around the corner, and we discussed it last Tuesday.
Anyway,
hey, Frodo. Tuesday's coming. Did you bring your coat?
Never.
All right. Anyway, in all seriousness, the FDA has made recommendations for reducing salt, but more in pre-packaged foods, not anything we cook. Because let's put it this way: my mother does not have to use barely any salt to get flavor.
Here's the thing: with my wife, she can't have too much salt.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that she has high blood pressure.
Mm-hmm.
So I tend to avoid putting too much in.
Yeah.
When I put salt in, I'm very.
It's a pinch, basically.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing, JC. I don't use like iodized salt because I can't control it.
Mm-hmm. I use sea salt.
I use a sea salt grinder, and I can actually control what I do.
I gotcha. Yeah, I
hear you. Iodized salt. Here's the thing. Now, I'm going to come from a culinary viewpoint here.
Okay.
there are multiple different types of salt.
Mm-hmm.
You have your standard table salt, iodized, whatever.
Which, according to most critics, tastes like shit. I've actually seen a critique standard table salt by saying, I can't believe we've been eating this stuff for 40 years.
It is it is arguably less flavorful because the iodine, for some reason, kills some of the salt.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Jan.
You do need iodine in your system, but not a whole lot.
Here's the thing, Janet. You can get iodine through your diet. If you ever eat sushi, the nori wrap gives you iodine.
Wait, did you just hold on a sec, Frodo? Did you just say it was called the Noid wrap?
Nori.
No. Okay.
Nori.
Good. At least you don't have to avoid sushi in order to avoid the Noid.
But no.
I had them sushi today, actually.
But no.
Good for you.
A little bit of sushi gives you more than enough of the iodine to kill goiter. But the thing is, iodine and iodized salt tends to have a very fine grain structure. And that makes it very difficult for people who actually do cook to meter out.
You know what I say? You know what I say? If you like salt in your food, cook without it and then add it to your food on your plate.
No. And here's why. Because there's too much right on the surface. When you cook with the salt added gradually,
gets down in there and mixes with the other flavors.
It disperses. That's why when you go like watch Alton Brown or Masaharu Morimoto or Guy Fieri or Bobby Flay, they usually use what's called kosher salt.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And kosher salt differs because there's big grains that you can actually see. So like you're salting a piece of meat, you could grab an amount of salt and make sure everything's coated. That does sound like too much, but it's not.
Yeah, here's the thing, Janet. When you're dealing with really big granules, those actually don't have quite a concentration of flavor as the smaller granules do. So if you spread around a bunch of big granules, the flavor won't overpower you as much as covering the surface with smaller ones.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And I'm not saying this from a place of not knowing. John can tell you, Mike can tell you, Ashley can tell you. I know what the fuck I'm doing in the fucking kitchen. Am I wrong, Mike?
Nope.
And because I don't use iodized salt as general rule, I don't get things over salted. What was it? A couple days ago, Sunday or whatever, was it, John?
Sunday wouldn't have been a couple days ago. Sunday was the better part of a week ago. But what are you referring to?
When I made that goulash.
Dude, you made that goulash, I think, Monday night or maybe Tuesday night.
One of the two. But I didn't
No, you made it.
It was here Sunday or Monday.
I think it was Monday. I think it was the night before election day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes
and I
sense.
made this goulash. And ask him. Ask him
No,
how.
you made the goulash Tuesday. I picked up Sarah. We voted. I voted. I picked up Sarah. She voted, got groceries. We were going to surprise you with dinner out, and you started cooking before we could do it.
Yeah, that's how it happened.
One
And
thing I'm gonna say is this: I can't eat goulash.
Have you ever tried it?
My grandmother used to cook it for me, but the only thing is I can't eat the tomato pieces because I'm allergic to tomatoes. I break
Rhoda's
out.
goulash didn't have tomatoes in it. It was
it
it was
has
kind of like
tomato sauce.
That still wouldn't work for her. I
Now
have
um
a
I can
friend.
eat
I have a friend with the same problem.
I can have
okay.
tomato sauce, ketchup. I just can't have
You can't have
diced.
anything with tomato in it, in other words, because
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't have any diced tomatoes because I'll break out in hives.
I'll
Damn.
let you have my sympathy.
Yeah,
Because that's the same thing that my dad has because my dad has food allergies. Because
mhm.
whenever he eats tomatoes, he breaks out in a rash.
Yeah, I got it. I mean, my friend Jeremy, he has a very bad tomato allergy because he can go into anaphylactic shock if he
Yeah.
gets it.
I hope he carries an EpiPen with
He
him.
does, and the
One of
thing
my
is,
cousins is pretty violently emergency. Sorry, you go ahead.
okay. Anyway,
I'm
you see,
through.
I didn't know about his situation until all of us at my old job, we went somewhere and we were gonna have some pizza, and he said, "Do you have anything that doesn't have any tomato in it?" It was that point I realized, my God, he has a dangerous allergy to tomatoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did
So
he get
Well,
Uh,
anything?
he did, and he was able to get something that did not have
okay,
tomato
watch
in it.
Maddie. He's getting ready to knock something over, I think.
Oh no.
Nope, good.
no,
Okay,
he's
now he's gonna
thinking
wake up
booby
Sarah.
time.
And he's gonna wake up Sarah to get it, I think. Here he comes.
All right.
Anyway,
You know what? How would you
Oh
like
dude,
to
show the
have?
booby time.
How would you like to have had something in your kitchen that was worth its weight in gold?
You talking about saffron?
No, I'm talking
salt.
about salt.
Well, once upon a time in history it was. In fact,
Mhm.
the etymology of the English word salary is from the Latin word for salt,
Ah,
as is the English word salad,
cool.
because the Romans used to put salt on their vegetables before eating them.
Yeah, but see,
Now,
Make them
my
Hold
not
on.
going spoiled,
folks,
right?
you know what my dad likes to eat? And I'm thinking, ew.
oh, there's
He'll
Maddie.
slice off
Salted
some
broccoli.
he'll put watermelon on his plate and
Oh, and
he'll salt
salted.
the damn watermelon.
And
Mhm.
My
Because I
father
like
actually,
to
does the
make
there.
good
same
water
thing.
fall.
Hold on. There's actually a scientific reason behind that,
I
and
don't like watermelon, so I don't like salted fruit.
That's
that's
fine.
fine. But there's this reason that people do like it, and I'm one of them. That reason is simple. When salt interacts with foods that are moist, fruits, some vegetables, stuff like that,
It sucks the
Dries them
moisture out
up.
of it like what happens to a snail when you pour salt on it.
it draws out a
Yeah.
little bit of water. But here's the
Um,
thing, usually that water is not
Maddie.
pure. Usually that water has stuff dissolved in it
Specifically calcium salts.
or sugars.
True.
Now, we all mentioned this earlier, and now I have to do it.
Nice, Janet. Ah, that's salt or seasoning?
Saffron?
Oh shit, it's saffron. Damn.
Saffron City, baby.
That
Saffron,
amount.
Saffron said what
saffron,
Oh, guys, show
I
them
think
the.
is over $100 an ounce, isn't
Mhm.
it?
This is about 3 ounces worth.
Hey, Frodo, real quick, show them the mascot. You can't really
Aw.
see him because his face is obscured by a fan, but
He's there.
Aw, he's there. He's just
But yeah,
that.
I actually possess about 3 ounces of saffron right here.
How much was that little dab?
You want me to make your jaw hit the floor?
Try me.
Free.
How did
gave
you
it to
get
Nice.
it free?
I think somebody donated it to a food bank.
Nope.
Oh, who gave it to you then?
Lori.
Ah,
Nice. All
Well,
right.
you
she's
So,
a
want to know
generous
something?
woman.
As a rule, saffron's very expensive.
yeah, we know. I
Yes.
know.
This amount right here would be worth about $400.
I believe
I
it.
believe it. I
honestly
believe it.
All right. So
Here,
anyway,
hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Well, continue with what you're saying, but I'm going to do a quick search.
Okay. Well, I'm about to read like the FDA's thing on sodium reduction. So
Well, I'm
Can you
going
share
to
the
do.
article?
yeah.
Let me
Thank you.
do one search, and then I'll
Okay.
let you have fun.
All right. Okay. So I got
All
there.
right, I think I got something here.
And
What
let me
do
go
you
put
got?
it over here in the story repository.
Hmm.
Didi, get out of my repository! I screwed that
Your
up.
depository.
Yeah. It could have been
Didi, I
worse.
have asked you nicely to get out of my lab, and now you've left me no choice but to disintegrate you.
Well, I could have said it worse, Janet. I could have said, Didi, get out of my suppository.
All right.
Actually, knowing Dexter and what machines Didi could get into, that could be something he ends up saying.
All right. Currently, there is some interesting numbers, but one sample of saffron right now is $160 an ounce, and another is $130.
Ooh. Eggs,
Okay,
mince.
Shirley,
Yes.
I hate to say it, but this article is worrying me, and I'll read it to tell you why.
Okay.
All right, this is from the FDA. Sodium reduction. Lowering sodium in the food supply. The problem. The majority of sodium consumed comes from processed, packaged, and prepared foods, not from table salt added to food when cooking or eating. This makes it difficult for all of us to control how much sodium we consume. Some companies have reduced sodium in certain foods, but many foods continue to contribute to high sodium intake, especially processed, packaged, and prepared foods, including foods eaten away from home. The public health need. Americans consume on average 3,400 milligrams or 3.4 grams of sodium per day, nearly 50% more than the 22.3 gram limit recommended by federal guidelines for people 14 years and older. Recommended limits for children 13 and younger are even lower. Most children and adolescents also eat more sodium than is recommended. Too much sodium can raise blood pressure, which is a major risk for heart disease and stroke. More than 4 in 10 American adults have high blood pressure, and that number increases almost 6 in 10 for non-Hispanic Black adults. Additionally, about 1 in 10 children.
The whole video just have.
Say again, Lala.
Nothing. I was just reading the chat. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Additionally, about 1 in 10 children between ages 8 and 12, and 1 in 8 teens, 13 to 17 years old, has elevated or high blood pressure. Reducing sodium intake has the potential to prevent hundreds of thousands of premature deaths and illnesses in the coming years.
Hmm?
Now, basically, the science is that when you eat more sodium, you tend to increase your blood pressure, and high blood pressure increases your risk for having heart disease or a stroke. And the FDA's approach is basically to monitor the food supply and to enforce limits on how much salt can go into processed and packaged food. Now, here's the fact of the matter. Normally, this would sound like a good thing, but unfortunately, upon reading all of this, I am reminded of the 32-ounce sugar soft drink ban that was enacted in New York City and possibly other parts of the state. And I am reminded of what
It went
people...
over like a lead balloon, didn't it?
No, it went over. Janet, I am reminded of the rationale people used in supporting the ban.
It went over like the Hindenburg, as I recall.
Well, here's the thing, guys. One, if that's the case, then the government clearly is not learning from history. Two, this is what always scares me about it. I actually saw on Fox News footage of a PopVox interview taken in New York City of a woman who said, and I paraphrase, if not quote, I support the soft drink ban because I feel like the government could do a better job of taking care of me than I could.
That's bullshit.
And hopefully I'm not the only one here who's scared to hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lie. I know for a fact that the government doesn't give a shit about how healthy you are.
Well, the problem, JC, is that a lot of people act like the government is essentially some kind of deity that they can throw their cares on and trust to take care of them. And they don't realize that the government is just an amalgamation of people just like them who are each just working to take care of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, they don't give a gnat's ass about the rest of us as long as they get taken care of.
Yeah. The problem is, one of my father's friends had a saying, Americans get the government they deserve. And when you have governments elected the way ours are, that is true. What's going on is that we got a lot of people in the American population who basically think that you can trade your freedom for security. You can sacrifice your freedom to laws that take it away because those laws are supposed to make you more secure.
Take a look at some of the countries
Well,
that have had their law, that have had their whose people have had their freedoms taken away. And let the government tell you what to eat, where to eat, how much to spend on what you eat, how to eat. Right. Because think about it.
Point is, Jen, it's like Benjamin Franklin said all those years ago. Those who think they can sacrifice liberty for security deserve neither and will lose both. And that's what people are thinking when they think enforcement like this is ultimately going to work. It's not. Fact of the matter is, a large part of the reason companies fill processed foods with salt is because the people who buy them have palates that favor salty flavor. So they like the extra salt in it.
Yeah, but there's a counterpoint to that, John.
Yes.
I'm just checking to make sure I can be heard.
I can hear you just fine.
Yep.
Here's the thing. If you're using, say, the iodized salt, as I've been rallying against this entire episode, you need more of it to attain the flavor of an equal amount of, say, kosher salt.
You're right. But the thing to consider there, Frodo, is the fact that unless iodine-rich foods are popular in the American diet, apparently we all need to eat some level of iodized salt or we'd all get goiter.
Do you actually want to know why iodine was put in the food supply, John?
I was of the impression that, like I said, it was to prevent diseases from hypoiodine syndrome.
partially. Okay.
Was it also put it to purify water?
No, it was actually something more interesting. When the advent of nuclear energy came out, it was discovered that the iodine that sometimes gets released from nuclear plants can embed itself in your thyroid and parathyroid glands.
Mhm.
Okay. It's that radioactive
Iodine.
form of iodine
Uh-huh.
that could cause severe issues. So the idea was and is to overflow your thyroid with good untainted iodine.
So that any other bad iodine either wouldn't get in there or would get flushed out.
Yep,
Well,
Did that work?
it does to an extent, but that also means that Americans in general have lost the taste for what real iodine is. For not what real iodine, but real salt.
okay. Tell me this, Frodo. Aside maybe from putting trace amounts of iodine in fluoridated water, what reasonably iodine rich foods are there that could be tuned to suit the modern American palate?
Hold on. I'm actually going to pull it up right now.
All right.
Okay. Shut up. Go to hell. All right. So, before we get into what foods, let me get into
Oh,
some.
damn.
Hold on.
Bottom of my foot hurts.
All right. So, different life stages have different needs.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Birth to 6 months, they recommend 110 micrograms. Infants 7 to 12, 130.
Mhm.
Children 1 to 8 years, 90. Children 9 to 13, 120. Teens 14 to 18, they recommend 150. Same with adults. Pregnant teens and women, they recommend 220. Breastfeeding teens and women, they recommend 290. Okay, those are the amounts that they recommend. But here are some foods that provide it. Fish, such as cod and tuna, seaweed, shrimp, and other seafood are generally rich in iodine.
Salmon.
Yeah?
Mhm.
Well,
I
We
drink
eat a lot of
Frodo,
salmon, so I should be getting enough iodine in my diet because we eat a lot of fish. We eat
are you
cod,
gonna?
cod
Hold
loins.
on. But let me finish, okay?
All right.
Okay.
So me saying nori earlier was 100% accurate because it is one of the best sources. Dairy products such as milk, yogurt, and cheese are also major sources of iodine. And then iodized salt, which I do not recommend. Okay? And they say processed foods don't have it usually. I don't know. I think they are more likely to use it
Yeah.
because it's
Processed
cheap.
foods just use salt as a preservative.
But here's the thing: iodized salt is cheap,
Yeah.
and it doesn't cost much to add to processed foods. My recommendation is get it from dairy, get it from fish, get it from seafood, get it from shrimp.
My recommendation is find a way to convince people to make sushi cheap the way they do it in Japan
Yeah.
instead of treating it like it's a delicacy.
Mm.
Well,
Well, in Texas, it is somewhat cheap. Like the place I go to costs like 20 or 30 bucks for all you can eat.
DZ, Texas has a marine border. If they can
True, but
harvest
most
seaweed
fish-
off that marine border, they can make it cheap. If they can grow rice there, they can make it cheap.
rice needs a humid climate. Texas is not really that humid, so
Well, it depends on part of
Now,
Texas, because like
Louisiana is. Louisiana is.
Would be
yeah.
Houston would be normally.
Stuff
Amarillo
in the
would
northern
not.
part of Texas.
Yeah. the
Northern
Red
part of
River
Texas,
is.
east of the Panhandle, would be reasonably humid.
Yeah. There's the Red
Louisiana
River.
is humid.
Oh yeah.
Mississippi is humid. Alabama is humid.
Yep.
All of which would gladly do business with Texas.
You know what? With the climate change going on, we got to think of something.
Yeah.
Honestly, like I said, my high recommendation is that people get used to the idea of eating sushi. Because here's the fact of the matter: you have sushi. What are the three biggest ingredients in sushi?
The rice.
Rice, fish, and nori.
Rice, fish, nori. You're correct. There's also one more that you didn't name. Soy
Seaweed?
sauce.
Oh
Wasabi?
yeah, soy sauce. It's extremely
Which
salty.
I'd like better if I liked salt. Though if they want to use the sweet stuff in Mongolian beef, I'll eat that. Hey,
But
I
yeah,
do.
And
I do.
and amazingly, I found this out when I went to a Korean restaurant a couple years ago. I did not know soy sauce had wheat.
Yeah.
I didn't
I
know
found
that.
that out when I watched the South Park episode Gluten Free Ebola.
Ah.
Yeah, one thing you should know: there's two forms of soy sauce that people should be aware of. There's this form that you get from like your
The
standard
Chinese restaurants.
Chinese. Well,
Yeah.
this is your standard Chinese carry-out form,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and this has water, salt, hydrolyzed soy, and corn proteins, caramel color, and sodium benzoate.
Mhm.
Now, I'm kind of a strickler when it comes to soy sauce. This shit tastes artificial as fuck.
True.
Okay? But
At least it doesn't taste artificial as tits.
no, you want to know what
Yes.
they taste like, John?
Not
Pamela
really.
Anderson's tits.
How do you
Okay.
know what Pamela Anderson's tits taste like, Frodo?
You were talking about artificial. Hers are
Oh.
artificial. That's a good example.
But how would
Okay.
you know what they taste like unless you've been putting your mouth on them?
Okay, let's get back on the
All
topic
right,
here.
we're derailing a little, you guys. We're derailing a little.
Oh, we're just having fun with that. Don't worry.
Okay.
Exactly.
But yeah, this kind of soy sauce, Shirley,
Hmm?
you could eat because this has zero wheat in it.
That's true. That is true.
But properly brewed and made soy sauce,
Like Kikoman.
Kikkoman is the most popular brand of properly done soy sauce in the world.
Right.
I'm
Is
gonna find out something.
Hold on a minute, Janet. Let Frodo finish.
I'm gonna find out something.
Okay. Frodo, keep going.
Kikkoman soy sauce tends to be the most flavorful,
Right.
but that doesn't mean that everyone can eat it.
Right.
For example, hold on, let me pull up something. Now it's made space soy sauce. Here we go. Shirley,
Yes.
how would you like to do me a quick favor?
Play the video on soy sauce.
Right there. Whoops.
Don't accept his wording when he does that, Shirley. He's trying to trick you.
All
So
right.
right there. This is the legit how soy sauce is actually made.
Shirley, will you please tell me when you start the playback?
I'm about to start it. Hold on. I'm gonna pause real quick here.
Soy sauce is a
There you go,
staple of
started.
Asian cuisine, used as both a condiment and cooking ingredient. Its roots are in the seasonings of ancient China. Today you can buy artificial or chemically enhanced versions, but authentic soy sauce is all natural and made the traditional way, by brewing soybeans
Okay.
and wheat. At this small soy sauce company, they use the centuries-old slow fermentation method and just 5 ingredients: soybeans, water, wheat, sea salt, and yeast. They begin by pouring soybeans into a cooking device
What in the heck
called
is
steam
koji?
kettle.
Okay.
After thoroughly rinsing the soybeans twice, they fill the kettle with water. They close the lid and boil the beans for 4 hours. Meanwhile, they pan
I
roast wheat
like
in a
my
skillet for 25
chicken
minutes.
wings. Gonna take a bath in
Then
my-
they put the roasted wheat through a
DZ,
mill.
we're trying to watch.
The mill's steel rollers
that's-
crack each grain into several pieces. This will enable the yeast to better penetrate the wheat during the fermentation process. When the soybeans are ready, they take them out of the kettle and spread them out in large trays to cool. When the beans cool to 33 degrees Celsius, it's time to add the wheat. After mixing everything thoroughly, they sprinkle on yeast and mix again. The ingredient proportions are key, which means it's a company secret. To activate the yeast, they transfer the mix to shallow boxes and stack them for about 48 hours in a controlled incubation room. This process generates heat, which rises, so they have to gradually move boxes to lower racks, preventing overheating, which would kill the yeast. For the next stage, they make a brine by mixing fine sea salt with spring water. To give its soy sauce a distinctive taste, this company reuses bourbon barrels from local distilleries to act as fermentation
Okay.
vessels. Traces of bourbon in the
Just
wood
found an answer to a
permeate the mix
question.
as it ferments, infusing the sauce with a subtle smoky and sweet flavor. After dissolving the sea salt in the spring water, they add the soybean mix, creating a maromi, the Japanese word for soybean mash. They blend for a few minutes, then seal the barrel and leave it to ferment. Once a day for the first 6 weeks, they open the barrel and mix the maromi to aerate the gases that build up. This
Oh,
keeps the yeast active and helps develop the flavor. Then
Whoa.
after that, they open and mix just once a week. After 12 months of fermentation, it's finally ready. They open the barrel and mix one last time. Then they empty the barrel onto a sheet of muslin, lining the tub of a stainless steel press. They fold over the sheet to enclose the maromi. Then they lay down planks of wood to form a solid, flat surface. This press applies 6 tons of pressure, forcing the planks
Nice.
downward against the maromi. This squeezes out all the liquid,
Okay.
which is the soy sauce.
Is it okay if I talk
It
now?
drains out through a
Not
hose
yet.
at the base and then moves on to be filtered and heat pasteurized.
Write it in the chat, Janet.
Well, it's a little bit
The
long
pressed
here.
maromi
Write it
gets a new
anyway.
life as high-protein animal feed. While many soy sauces are mass-produced, this factory brews small batches at a time. A batch yields about 600 bottles, each of which are filled manually.
I'm trying to get back to the.
They top each bottle with a plastic diffuser, which allows just a dash of sauce at a time. Then they twist on a plastic cap and slip a shrinkable plastic band over it. Using a heat gun, they seal the band tightly around the cap and bottle. Then the label, on which they write the batch code and bottle number by hand. A fitting finale for this signature soy sauce. Very tasteful.
I love the name of that one, Kentucky Yaki.
Wow,
Okay.
that stuff must be
It's hard for me to
expensive.
put it in here, so I'll just read it when you guys are ready.
Okay.
But yeah,
All right.
Okay. This is on the Kikkoman website. And somebody had asked the question, I'm worried about salt in my diet. Isn't soy sauce very salty? Okay, and here's the answer. All soy sauces contain a large quantity of salt, which is
Intrinsically.
intrinsic to the product. Although Japanese style sauces like Kikkoman usually contain less salt than the Chinese versions. However, using soy sauce as a seasoning means you don't have to add extra salt to your food. So your overall salt consumption should not increase. It should be used in measured amounts in dishes rather than poured freely. Health concerns over salt consumption is a serious challenge for Western diets. So Kikkoman also made a less salt soy sauce, which is not bad, which contains 43% less salt than its original naturally brewed soy sauce for those looking to decrease their salt intake further.
Mm.
But I was looking to see how long it takes to brew it.
Yeah.
yeah. But
Well,
here's the thing. The only reason that company let you see it, is because they didn't give you the proportions
they
of.
didn't give you the actual recipe.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is, soy sauce, you can either have the exact recipe or the exact you have to have both parts, the exact brew time and the exact recipe, to get it right. You could guarantee though that Kikkoman's probably brewed for well over a year.
Okay, I got the answer to that. Kikkoman soy sauce is still made to an original recipe that dates back over 300 years in a 6-month natural brewing process. Only the 4 pure ingredients of soy sauce, wheat, water, and salt, are used. The soy sauce contains no additives whatsoever.
Right.
Okay, and here,
Excuse me for being very, very sleepy. For some reason, I'm extremely tired tonight.
Did you take a shower before the broadcast?
Yes, I did.
That would probably explain it.
Yeah. So if I'm
okay.
zonking
Hey, does
out,
anyone
you know
have
why.
Well, I was
anyone
interested.
have something I oh wait, I do.
What?
Hold on.
What are you doing?
What the heck are you doing?
I don't like that chuckle when he does that.
Shirley,
What?
you're getting sleepy.
Knock
Ain't
it off,
working.
jerk.
Forget it. Never mind, Jan. It's
I
not
just-
gonna work anyway.
I'm just joking with her.
It's not gonna work. It wouldn't work anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know,
Are you sure?
but seriously, it's amazing how much salt is in some things. Yeah, like I found an article. Let's see, this well actually it's from 2015. I'm gonna see if I can find an updated one. Like, uh, saltiest um fast food 2021. See if I can get that far. Here we go. The 36 saltiest restaurant meals on the planet. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go by name. I'm not even going to share any information. Nothing. Okay, so uh, let's see. Oh boy, TGI Fridays signature whiskey glazed burger with gluten-free bun. And I'm only going to say how much
What a
sodium it's got.
surprise.
3,570 milligrams of sodium.
Boy, that's your intake of sodium for a week.
Actually, for about 2 days and then some. Because mine is 1,500.
Okay.
Quiznos,
Next.
all right. Quiznos classic Italian 12-inch sandwich,
My
3,760 milligrams of sodium.
That's because they
And
have
I'll
all the
still eat
Italian
it.
cold cuts in it.
Yeah. You were saying, John?
And I'll still eat it.
Let's see. Friendly's loaded waffle fries, 3,796 milligrams of sodium, and 82 carbs. God, that's all. That's more than that's probably 2.5 meals for me right there. Okay. Oh boy. P.F. Chang's hot and sour soup bowl. 3,800 milligrams of sodium. Let's see. Chili's
Go with
quesadilla.
the lettuce wraps. Go
Let's
with the
see.
lettuce wraps.
Yeah. Chili's quesadilla bacon ranch steak. 3,890 milligrams of sodium. Let's see. Applebee's chicken fajita roll up. 4,030 milligrams.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Go Applebee's?
Applebee's chicken fajita roll up. 4,030 milligrams sodium.
Nice.
I'm glad I didn't touch that with a 10-foot pole.
Yep. On the border, 3.
Frodo,
Go ahead.
Applebee's is not a place to try to stay on a diet.
No. On the border, 3 sauce fajita burrito chicken. 4,070 milligrams of sodium. Let's see. Red Robin
Ouch.
Clucks and fries, but buffalo style. That one's got 4,090 milligrams of sodium and 106 grams of carbs. Oh God, that's way too much. Okay.
Ugh.
All right.
It'd be okay if you were, and
Ugh.
surely those amount of carbs would be okay if you were running a damn marathon.
Yeah, that's true. Let's see. Romano's Macaroni Grill Grande Bloody Mary with grilled shrimp spidini. This is a drink with 4,120 milligrams of sodium. Yikes! And it keeps getting higher. And these numbers are only getting higher. TGI Fridays chicken parmesan pasta, 4,130 milligrams.
Ugh. Sounds good, but
Let's see. On the border, firecracker stuffed jalapenos with queso, 4,160 milligrams.
Quelle surprise.
Cheesecake Factory spicy cashew chicken, 4,200 milligrams of sodium.
Did you really expect any better? It is the Cheesecake Factory after all.
But this one's gonna drive you crazy. 244 carbs. That is crazy. Let's see. Yard House boneless buffalo wings, 4,230. Oh, Charlie's deconstructed breakfast taco, 4,240 and 101 carbs.
like I said, those high carb ones are good if you're only if you're going to run a marathon or exercise a lot.
Yeah. Cheesecake Factory's Burrito Grande, 4,250 milligrams of sodium. And I can certainly see why, that thing. Let's see. Chili's Buffalo Chicken Ranch Sandwich, 4,260 milligrams of sodium. Let's see. BJ's Restaurant and Brew House Hickory Brisket and Bacon Burger with Fries, 4,282. Uno Pizza.
I think you need to,
Didn't we
You
eat at
scroll down to the
JB's
one
Brew
you're
House
eating.
on our way to our cruise,
Okay.
Shirley?
What
Shirley,
now? Yeah.
Didn't we eat at JB's Brew House on our way to the?
BJ's. Yeah, I think we did. But
And
thankfully,
that's when you introduced me to quinoa.
Quinoa. Yeah.
And I always used to
Quinoa.
pronounce it quinoa.
Yeah.
Quinoa.
It's pronounced quinoa.
Yeah. I've heard of quinoa, so. All right, then we have Uno Pizzeria and Grill Buffalo Mac and Cheese, 4,310 milligrams.
How many carbs in that one?
160.
That's not too bad. I considered it to be over 200 since it's macaroni and cheese.
Yeah, but the problem is I couldn't eat it if I wanted to. I'd have to split that up badly. Let's see. Red Lobster Dragon Shrimp, 4,370. Let's see. Applebee's Brew Pub Pretzels and Beer Cheese Dip, 4,430.
I'll show the picture.
Yep.
Not bad.
All
I'd
right,
still eat it.
Yeah, then we have TGI Fridays Southern Fried Buffalo Chicken Sandwich, 4,460. And this is one of the lowest numbers of carbs, 62.
Well, you want to know something?
What?
You can eat that stuff, even if it is high in carbs.
Well,
just don't do it every freaking day.
Yeah, what I would do is I can go sans the bun. That'd take off a lot of the carbs right there.
Uh-huh.
I wish I could say I miss the days when there weren't families who got 3 meals a day from McDonald's, but then again, potentially even I was born too late for that.
All right. Anyway, we also have Uno Pizzeria and Grill boneless buffalo bites, 4,460 milligrams of sodium. Then we have Chili's Crispy Mango Habanero Crispers, 4,550 milligrams of sodium. It's also 1,670 calories, 159 carbs.
But it's got mango in it.
It's
Yep.
surely healthy. It has mango.
Let's see. We have a pay
You know what we
way.
did for dinner last night? You know
What?
what we did for dinner? Jack bought some habanero mango
Ooh.
raw shrimp
Let's see.
bashes.
Yeah, let's see. Here's
And
pay. Oh, go ahead.
grilled them and put them over a salad.
Hey, that works. Yeah, as long as you do it healthy, you got it. Let's see. Pei Wei Chicken Pad Thai. This one has 4,720 milligrams of sodium and 167 carbs. That's a lot. I know Mom can cook up probably something similar to this without half of that oil or half of that salt, or probably even a quarter of that salt.
Your mom knows how to cook minimally.
Right.
That's the way she's been doing it for a while.
Yep.
What can I say?
Yeah, here's O'Charlie's Baby Back Ribs, Nashville Hot, 4,750 milligrams of sodium. Then we have Cheesecake Factory Evelyn's Favorite Pasta, 4,840 milligrams of sodium.
I
Who's
thought
Evelyn and
Cheesecake
which
Factory
pasta
just
is her
specialized
favorite?
in cheesecake.
Yeah, I don't know who this Evelyn is. Evelyn
Looks like
could
she
be.
favors penny with broccoli.
Yeah. Let's see. Then we have Texas Roadhouse beef tips with seasoned rice, 4,910. Ooh. Number
What's the
keeps.
carbs?
Yeah. 66. The
It's
carbs
not too
isn't
bad.
bad, but I got turned off by the sodium. Let's see. Applebee's Neighborhood Nachos Chicken, 4,980 milligrams of sodium, 119 carbs. Ugh. Let's see. Cheesecake Factory Shrimp with Angel Hair, 5,130. And it keeps getting worse. Let's see. Cheesecake
How
Factory
many
pasta.
more do we have, Shirley?
7.
Did you get the Applebee's neighborhood nachos?
Yeah, I did.
I had those tonight.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see. Number 7.
He loves those nachos.
Number 7,
I
Cheesecake
do.
Factory Pasta Napoletana, 5,150 milligrams of
Jeez.
sodium, 2,480
Okay,
calories.
I gotta stop this.
Okay.
Frodo, it's in milligrams. That's
Mhm.
kind of like Sheldon Cooper saying, I'll have you know that I can bench press over 150 million nanograms.
Mhm.
Sheldon, that's less than 2 pounds. Sounded better the way I said it.
Yeah,
Alright.
but the thing is, I can mentally reprocess that information. And when I hear 5,000 milligrams, I think 5 fucking paper clips worth of salt.
Mhm. Alright, then we have Maggiano's Nachi and Italian sausage.
Gnocchi.
Gnocchi.
Thank you. It's been a while. Let's see.
Right.
Maggiano's gnocchi and Italian sausage, 5,180. Chili's crispy honey chipotle and waffles, 5,180. Ooh. Texas
Scroll
Road.
down, please.
Oh, sure. I'm sorry. All right, so now I can go a little bit here. Texas Roadhouse Cactus Blossom, 5,260.
As if you expected anything different.
That Texas Roadhouse, what you just said, is probably Texas Roadhouse's equivalent of a blooming onion.
It is a bloomin' onion.
Yeah, it is.
Whether it's they call it a bloomin' onion, an awesome blossom, whatever.
Yeah, let's see.
It's a deep fried onion served with essentially chipotle sour cream.
Okay, Applebee's, the classic combo. Brace yourself. 6,200.
Nice.
And I love the sentence where it says, a little variety will cost you nearly 3 days worth of sodium.
Which is incidentally less than the weight of 3 pennies.
All right. Then we have
True.
the Buffalo Wild Wings hot boneless wings 30 count. Oh my God, 12,890? Shit, I am so skipping that one.
Hold on, I gotta find something out here. 12,000 milligrams.
Yep, 12,890.
Look at my friend I got now. I finally got the filters.
That's good.
Look at my friend in the lower right-hand corner.
I can see that.
Oh, okay, cool. The corgi.
Oh, okay.
Is it
That's ridiculous. That's almost a half an ounce. 0.45468137.
Mm-hmm. And finally, another one from Buffalo Wild Wings. The Wild Wings Spicy Garlic Boneless Wings 30 count. 13,080.
And yet still so flavorful, I'd eat any one of them.
I wish I could, but it's like, I'm gonna pass on that. Because one thing I always do before I eat out, I actually look it up.
Well,
So-
you are smart, Shirley, but I prefer to live my life.
That's fine. I mean, I'm like I said, I don't force anybody because me having high blood pressure, I have to be careful. But I'm not gonna force it on everybody else.
Yeah.
I won't
Can we-
do that.
Can we have you check John's blood pressure?
His is probably gonna be fine.
I kind of doubt it, but it depends on your definition of fine.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, it is now 9:57, and I mean, seriously, salt depends on each person. Now, like I said, me, I have high blood pressure. It is in my family, so I have to watch it.
Okay, guys, with the last little bit, let's go for some semi-relevant trivia. Pop quiz: true or false? A jug filled with distilled water will float in the ocean.
True.
I'm gonna say true.
That's correct.
Because of the amount of salt in the water.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to know something? People who swim in the Dead Sea, they can't sink either.
Yeah, because of all that salt.
Because
For the most part.
there's more salt in the Red Sea. Oh, wait, the Dead Sea I think, is the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
I just know this: the Bouvier sisters both tried it and sank like rocks.
Ooh.
The Bouvier sisters.
Yeah,
Simpsons.
Marge Simpson, et Bouvier's older sisters.
Huh.
Oh, yeah, the ones that don't like Homer very well.
Yeah.
The ones who Homer considers that the day they die is a party day. Hey, John,
Yeah.
have you ever had that happen?
Have I ever met somebody who I would celebrate, whose death I would celebrate?
Yeah.
No. I've known people for whom their death might be a relief, and I know people who might celebrate my death, but
I celebrated your death earlier this year.
Mm-hmm.
I know. But
My piece of shit uncle.
Frodo, I don't know that I'm like you in that regard. The fact of the matter is, worst case scenario, I'd probably breathe a sigh of relief.
Mm-hmm. No. Yeah.
Hey,
I felt-
surely,
yeah.
you looked up the Dead Sea or the Salt Flats?
I'm looking
Or
up
both?
salt flats.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah, this is the
look at
Salar,
my.
the Salar de Uyuni in Bolivia. And this is it's like I've seen this on the Weather Channel. It's like basically you can like walk on it if the conditions are just right, you can look like you're on another planet.
Yeah. Oddly enough, they've used places in Utah, salt flats like that,
The
to simulate.
Bonneville salt flats in Utah.
Uh,
How about the Salton Sea? Is that a true salt sea?
I don't
the
know.
what?
Well, it was a
Salton
prehistoric
Sea in
sea, if that's what you
California.
mean. Yeah, this thing in Bolivia, it was a prehistoric salt sea. So yeah.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the Salton Sea. They built up a big community around it. And then as the water evaporated and went away, so did the community near the
It was in
Salton Sea.
California because of the salt. That's right. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it created so much salt it killed the fish.
Yeah, and the salt, since it was a what do they call it when the water source does not have another source of water coming in?
Oh, I forgot. I can't think of it.
Well, the Salton Sea did not have another water source coming in to dilute the salt,
Yeah.
and it eventually evaporated.
Yep. Exactly.
So look,
Well,
I'm
it's
a unicorn.
Yep.
call me when you're an alicorn.
Well, I
Anyway,
don't think I could put the wings on.
There it is. It's the Salton Sea, California. That's the one.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
and it didn't have a. Okay, go ahead.
You know, I mean,
I'm through.
I was just saying, you know, the amount of salt basically killed the fish, which unfortunately ended up killing the town.
Uh-huh.
yeah.
And there's still remains of buildings standing.
Mm-hmm. All right. So anyway, I think this is a good point to wrap it up. So I mean,
I think I
everybody,
agree.
yeah, so basically everybody's got their different take of salt. John, you can probably eat it without a problem. Me, I have to watch it. So
I can eat it without a problem as well.
right.
I can
But
eat it
I
without
don't
a
like as much
problem. I
salt
just
on my
have to
food.
avoid visiting my doctor.
I don't put as much salt on my food as my mom does.
I don't cook with any salt, Janet. I've grilled hamburgers and made juicy Lucy's. Didn't add a grain of salt to them.
Mhm.
Not a grain.
Yeah,
Well,
because
Now, if I go to a place like Applebee's, I'll typically order stuff that's laden with salt. Tonight, I had a bowl of their French onion soup, neighborhood nachos, classic cheeseburger, Salt City.
Yeah.
And I mean
Well, you know
Salt
what?
City, not Salt Lake City.
I know.
You know what? It just depends on the food.
Mhm. All right. But anyway, you know, we are, you know, basically we are what we eat.
And we are what we eat.
Yep.
In more
Uh,
ways than one.
Right.
Well, no, our bodies are what we eat.
Yeah.
You guys remember the episode of the Magic School Bus when Arnold had those green things he kept eating,
Yeah.
but they ended up on the inside being all orange and his skin turned orange?
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, let's see. Arnold got jaundice, nearly froze himself to death on Pluto, nearly shat out the Magic School Bus and its crew.
Got a question. How many of you have eaten beets?
Ew.
No.
I don't remember the last time, if I had them.
Well, the first
I
time
had 'em
I
once
ever
and I
ate
couldn't.
beets and peed, I thought there was something wrong to me because my urine turned out a pretty shade of fucking pink.
Yeah.
I believe it.
And that was before I found out that it was caused by the beet juice. You stole my doggy.
All right. All right. So anyway, I think it's a good point to wrap it up right here. So a quick reminder, of course, tomorrow night is our game night, and it'll be Uncensored Cards Against Humanity
I'll
For
be
2
here
hours.
for 2 hours.
if you can survive that long, Shirley.
Don't worry, I think I'll be fine tomorrow.
Drink some Mountain Dew. That'll do the trick.
No,
No,
I
Mountain Dew
is
cannot
killer.
drink caffeine. Mm-mm. I have not touched
right.
anything of the sort in about 30. It'll be about 32 years soon.
Good for you.
Last time I touched it was 1990 because it only took one cup to send my heart racing and end up at the hospital. So
Okay, good point.
I
So
know
that's
one
what-
thing's for sure.
what's that?
Okay, then don't take your shower till after the broadcast.
Oh, don't worry. It's not my shower night tomorrow night, so I'm good.
I know one thing's for sure.
What's that?
Janet needs about, I don't know, 15 cups of coffee tomorrow.
I drink the equivalent of 2.5 in my mug. I
Yeah.
have this
No.
ceramic mug my
Oh,
friend gave me
really?
before she passed away.
So
Mom
Dr.
doesn't like it. She says, "Why do I use that big old mug to drink my coffee out of? I like it because it keeps my coffee hot."
Hey, whatever
No.
works.
Hey, Frodo.
15. You need 15.
So doctors say Janet must drink 15 cups of coffee, eh?
All right, let
Yep.
me put.
Well,
All
I
right.
hear doctors say Frodo must take 15 pills of Beano.
Oh God.
Yeah,
Alright.
that would destroy our toilet.
Yeah. Okay, let me play the ending, please. Hold on for 10 seconds.
Back in 1985.
Up your button around the corner. Have you checked there?
Probably
Oh,
not.
cool. Cool.
No.
There
You
we
don't
go.
need
Got
those.
it. Okay. So anyway, I'm just gonna say love, peace, and chicken grease. Everybody have a great night. Sleep well. Stay safe. And we'll see you tomorrow for Uncensored Cards Against Humanity. Good night, everybody.
Good
We
night, folks.
destroyed the world.